Hi, I'm Eric Self with Little Walter Tube Amps, littlewaltertubeamps.com, and we're here today at Soundcheck in Nashville with the master builder and creator, the genius at work, Phil Bradbury is here with us today. Absolutely, and we wanted to go through and introduce the 9 series. I know up until now we've been looking at the 8 series that you've been building, and could you take us through what's different about the 9 series versus the 8?
Sure, Eric. We've always used the octal preamp tubes for all our amps, our 22, our 50, the VG50, the 80, and with this we're going to start a new series of high gain amps that use a 12AX7 as a preamp platform, which will be a little bit different, but they're very toneful, as we proved today in this meeting. This is our new 8-watt. It's a rather affordable amp. That's what we were going for, but still can do small clubs. This is our 59, which is a 50-watt model in our new 9 series, and it's very close to some of the mid-50s high-gain amps that were available. And we also make this one in this really nice vintage 212 combo as well. We're really pleased with it, and we had a good response today from everyone who played them.
Absolutely, and so the 8 series use the 8-pin, and these are using the 9-pin, so you've jumped over to that, and it's really great to see those. And I believe also this one was going to be used for some steel playing. Yeah,
this amp, all of these amps are extremely versatile, and when you go back to the early days of guitar and instrument amplification, they didn't make a guitar amp or a bass amp or a steel amp or a keyboard amp. They made amplifiers. And most of the early amplifiers would have vocal and accordion on them, or guitar and accordion, or guitar and vocals. And they were used multi-purpose. So we've had steel players play this, harp players play this. This amp right here will be played tomorrow night by Paul Franklin with the Time Jumpers at 3rd and Lindsley. He wants to try out the new series. He's been using the octal 8 models for the last 4 years, and he wants to give this one a whirl, and we're just tickled to death to have him try this one out.
Awesome. Look forward to hearing that as well. Could you talk to us a little bit about the new insert or inset here on the amp design?
Well, in order to kind of set these amps apart from the original octal amps that we've always been known for, one of our endorsees, Joel Williams, from the Reynolds and Williams band in Atlanta, came up with this fantastic new idea to inset the front. You could use a monotone or a two-tone cabinet design, and he inset the Little Walter logo and put a lens behind it that lights up when you turn the amp on. So it's kind of new to us, but we thought that maybe we would step away from the old school look and try to capture some more modernistic feel.
Very good. We look forward to plugging those up and putting them through the paces, and I myself may pull one of those off to the side and do one of the demos. If you haven't had a chance, please go and look at the demo that I've done on the 8-watt. I believe I've put it through some pretty hardy tests and some pacing. So
couldn't have been happier the way you done that. Eric did a demo with the 8-watt, this little amp right here, and he played it through a Tele, a Les Paul, 335, as well as a PRS with a really nice piezo bridge pickup that has an acoustic sound to it. And it's just, if you haven't seen the video, check that out. You won't believe. He made my amp sound as good as I've ever heard it, I do believe.
Thank you so much. We wanted to thank everybody that came out today to Soundcheck. Big, huge thanks to Eminent Speaker Company and for them coming out and in support. I know you're appreciative of that as well.
We're tickled to death to have Eminence working with us. They're so generous. They show up and give away some speakers and some T-shirts, and it's a good way for the artists to get to know their company. And I just couldn't be happier at the way they've reached out and partnered with us. I call it marketing partners, where we all work together, and so I want people to support them any chance they get.
Absolutely. I second that as well. I also wanted to thank Shelly from Nashville Fretworks for coming out and bringing some clientele of his out. And really good to see everybody today. And wanted to just take a moment, update all Little Walter players out there, or those potential Little Walter players, where we're headed in the future here. Also, do you want to speak just a moment about the reverb unit? Do you want to introduce that?
Well, yeah. Pass that baby over here. Anybody who knows my philosophy is keep the signal path as extremely simple and short as possible. So I've not put any effects in our amps at this point. But Vince and several of our guys have been after me to do a reverb unit, and I always wanted to do a reproduction of the early 60s tube reverb units with the spring tanks. So this is our first reverb unit. We're not planning on getting into the effects market, but we thought that it would be really good to start with a good tube reverb unit. This is a 3-tube model with a 3-spring long tank, and it's got 2 outputs and a single input. So if you want to use this, the 2 outputs would be good for studio work as well as using our twin 50 or a twin 2250 or twin 80 models. We had a lot of fun today playing with this. We had Randy Coors from Slack Key Studios here using his expertise to dial this thing in a way that I've never heard it before. So we're very pleased to have this new model in our arsenal.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we just wanted to give you this brief update as to where we're headed, and you'll be hearing some of these, some demos that I'll be coming out with in the near future. So stay tuned and keep updated for that info to come along. And we thank you, and we thank all of our endorsees and sponsors, and we'll see you next time. I'm Eric Self from Little Walter Tube Amps, littlewaltertubeamps.com. Thank you.